think of my life before Christ and then after Christ. I think of one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, 2 Corinthians 5:17. It says, um, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away, and behold, all things become new. And before Christ, my identity was mostly defined by world standards, by popularity and success, how well I did something or how well I didn't do something. My struggles were most often a result of sin or destructive habits, and those struggles came from feeling guilty or shameful. My perspective in life was to live for myself, chasing after temporary happiness and lacking true peace. My relationships were strained because they were always self-centered, focused on me and not what I could do for others. My hope was of an uncertain future because I controlled my destiny. And as a result, I had great fear of what it might become, fear of the unknown, because I was relying on my own strength. However, after Christ, everything changed. And although the change was immediate in the eyes of Christ, I had to grow in my understanding of exactly what that meant for me. First, my identity changed. I was no longer controlled by how I thought the world saw me, but by how Christ sees me now. He sees me as a new creation. He loves me. He has forgiven me. And I am secure in Christ. I experienced freedom I had never known before. No longer was I a slave to sin because of the grace and the righteousness that Christ had imputed to me. I still struggled, but I was no longer controlled by the sin that had control of my life. And as a result, I experienced great peace and joy, even in the worst of times, because my perspective had changed. Even in trials, it seems that there is an unshakable peace that comes from God. I think of this at funerals. And how does someone that doesn't know Christ get through a funeral? But you can go through the most difficult times, losing a loved one, a father, a mother, even a son or a daughter, and the hope of knowing that we're going to experience life with them again just adds a certain peace that nothing else can bring you. And I now have purpose because I'm living for God. I'm living for His glory. I'm serving others. And I'm growing spiritually. At least that's my desire. And I try to put an effort to that. And now my hope is secure because I have an assurance in Christ and faith in His promise that He said that He would never leave us nor forsake us, even in the best or the worst of times.